Nobody saw this coming. After years of silence, the truth is finally out. Lacey Chebart and David Nehdar's secret wedding has fans shocked. And we've got all the juicy details. From hidden romance to Hollywood hush-hush, this is the love story you never knew was unfolding right under your nose. Let's dive in. Hollywood is no stranger to secret romances, whirlwind weddings, and unexpected breakups. But when Mean Girls and Hallmark Channel star Lacey Chebart revealed she was married, and then just as quickly, rumors emerged of trouble in paradise, fans were stunned. Lacy, known for playing wholesome characters with a touch of charm, had managed to keep her entire relationship with David Nehdar hidden from the public eye until her surprise marriage announcement. Now, whispers of a quiet separation and a deeper, hidden story behind their romance have surfaced. This is the inside scoop on how one of Hollywood's most private love stories unraveled. From secret dates and a hush-hush wedding to the signs that it's all come crashing down. Lacey Chebart rose to fame as a child actress, stealing hearts as Claudia Salinger in Party of Five. But it was her role as Gretchen Wieners in the cult classic Mean Girls that cemented her as a pop culture icon. Over the years, she transitioned to a different kind of fame, becoming one of the reigning queens of the Hallmark Channel, starring in over 30 romantic films. Off-screen, however, Lacy cultivated a very different image, one of intense privacy. While she maintained a public persona built on kindness and professionalism, very little was known about her personal life. That's why when she suddenly announced she was married, fans were caught off guard. David Nehdar, a successful businessman, is the man who captured Lacy's heart, but he remained almost completely invisible to the public. He never appeared on red carpets with her, was absent from her social media, and didn't give a single interview. For years, Lacy never even confirmed his name in public, until fans began piecing it together. It turns out that David wasn't just a stranger. He was a longtime friend of Lacy's who had supported her from the sidelines for years. According to insiders, they had dated quietly for several years before deciding to tie the knot, and do it in a way that reflected their desire for privacy. That was it. No photos, no press release, no elaborate coverage, just a few heartfelt words. Fans and media outlets scrambled to learn more. How could one of Hallmark's most beloved stars have pulled off a secret wedding? Sources later revealed that the wedding took place over the holidays with only close friends and family in attendance. No paparazzi, no tabloids, and no celebrity fanfare. It was a quiet affair that matched the tone of their relationship, loving, private, and deeply personal. While Hollywood couples are often splashed across headlines with every date night, Lacy and David did the opposite. They were rarely seen in public together, never flaunted their relationship on social media, and kept their private life far from the cameras. Even after the wedding, Lacy continued to refer to her husband vaguely, often calling him my husband or my best friend, rarely using his name. Their daughter, Julia, was born in 2016, and even her presence was introduced to the public with subtlety. Fans began to speculate, was this privacy a sign of stability or something else? Despite the sweet narrative of a secret romance and fairy tale marriage, cracks began to show. In recent months, eagle-eyed fans noticed that Lacy had stopped mentioning David altogether. While she continued to post photos with her daughter and share glimpses of her work life, there was a noticeable absence of any content involving her husband. Rumors swirled that the two had quietly separated, or worse, that their marriage had ended. Without confirmation, speculation ran wild. Had the couple grown apart? Was David uncomfortable with Lacy's fame? Were there irreconcilable differences hidden behind those loving posts? As soon as the whispers of a breakup began to circulate online, fans reacted with shock. Many expressed sadness, having rooted for Lacy's quiet love story as a beacon of stability in a chaotic Hollywood landscape. Others speculated about what went wrong. One fan wrote on Reddit, "I always admired how private she kept things, but now I wonder if that privacy was protecting something fragile." Another commented, "It's just so surprising. She seemed so happy, especially with their daughter." Still, a wave of support poured in for Lacy. Fans praised her strength, her discretion, and her commitment to keeping her daughter shielded from any public drama. According to multiple sources close to the couple, Lacy and David's relationship had been strained for quite some time. One insider shared anonymously, they were just living very different lives. Lacy's work kept her busy, constantly filming Hallmark movies across the country. David wanted a quieter life at home. Another source added, it wasn't a dramatic breakup. No cheating or scandal. Just two people who realized they were no longer on the same path. While neither party has confirmed the breakup publicly, insiders say the split has been amicable, and both are committed to co-parenting their daughter in a peaceful, loving way. The couple's daughter, Julia, has always been a central part of Lacy's life. Even as her career blossomed and her marriage faced rumored difficulties, Lacy remained devoted to motherhood. Fans are now asking how the potential split will affect Julia. Based on Lacy's history of shielding her child from public attention, it's likely she'll continue to ensure that Julia is raised in a stable, grounded environment. Close friends say Lacy's primary focus is her daughter, and ensuring she feels loved, supported, and safe regardless of what happens between her parents. Lacy and David's secret love story turned possible separation is part of a larger trend in Hollywood, where the glitz of romance often clashes with the demands of fame. From secret weddings to surprise divorces, celebrity relationships often face scrutiny that can unravel even the strongest bonds. But Lacy's story stands out because of how genuinely she tried to avoid that spotlight. There were no headlines, no scandals, just a quiet attempt at love away from the cameras. And perhaps that's why fans are taking the news so personally. It felt real, and it felt different. What's next for Lacey Chebart? With rumors of a breakup swirling, fans are wondering what's next for the beloved actress. Professionally, Lacy is busier than ever. Her partnership with Hallmark has blossomed into something of a brand unto itself. She's not just starring in movies, she's executive producing, co-writing, and even helping shape the Hallmark Mahogany series, which features diverse, empowering stories. Privately, insiders say she's focusing on healing. Lacy is taking time for herself, a friend revealed. She's leaning on her friends, her daughter, and her work. She's handling everything with grace. There's even speculation that Lacy might return to more mainstream roles, possibly even a sequel to Mean Girls, which fans have long clamored for. The end of a secret love story, or a new beginning. While nothing has been confirmed publicly, all signs point to the quiet end of Lacey Chebart and David Nehdar's marriage. What started as a private love story may now be concluding just as quietly. And yet through it all, Lacy has remained a symbol of strength, privacy, and grace. In a world that demands oversharing, Lacy showed that it's possible to love deeply, protect fiercely, and still walk away with dignity when things fall apart. Whether this is truly the end of her romantic chapter with David, or just a new beginning remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Lacey Chebart has proven time and time again that she's more than just a Hallmark heroine. She's a real-life role model in strength and grace. Lacey Chebart, the Hallmark Channel darling and beloved Mean Girls alum, has always been known for keeping her personal life out of the public eye. Her secretive marriage to businessman David Nehdar was a surprise to fans. And now, it appears that her quiet love story may be coming to an end. While Chebart has never been one for tabloid headlines, recent signs point to a separation that has left fans heartbroken and speculating. Amid this possible personal heartache, Lacy's professional star continues to rise. She's busier than ever, starring in movies, producing, and now hosting her own unscripted Hallmark show, Celebrations with Lacey Chebart, which was just greenlit for a second season. The contrast between her growing career success and her quiet, possibly crumbling marriage paints the picture of a woman evolving and finding new meaning, both on-screen and off. This is the full story of Lacey Chebart's private life, secret wedding, rumored split, and her career reinvention as Hallmark's reigning queen, now stepping into the reality spotlight. Lacey Chebart first won hearts in the 90s as Claudia Salinger on Party of Five. She was just a kid then, but she showed emotional range far beyond her years. By the time she starred as the ultra-quotable Gretchen Wieners in Mean Girls, 2004, she had cemented herself as a cultural touchstone. While many actors struggled to transition from teen stardom to adult roles, Chebart found her niche in feel-good romance. Over the last decade, She's become one of the most prolific stars of the Hallmark Channel, headlining dozens of movies that exude charm, warmth, and love. But behind that wholesome, glowy Hallmark persona, Lacey's personal life was anything but open, especially when it came to her marriage. The groom? Businessman David Nehdar, a name few had ever heard. In fact, Chebart had never publicly acknowledged she was even in a relationship. No red carpets, no paparazzi sightings, no couple selfies. Nehdar remained a complete mystery. Over time, fans learned bits and pieces. He wasn't in the entertainment industry, they'd known each other for years, and he preferred to stay out of the spotlight. In 2016, the couple welcomed a daughter, Julia, whom Chebart occasionally mentions in interviews, but rarely shows on social media. For a decade, Chebart managed to maintain the impossible, a private family life in an industry built on exposure. But now fans are starting to wonder, is that privacy covering up something more? In 2024 and early 2025, fans began noticing something different about Chebart's online presence. Once in a while, she'd reference her family life, but never mention David by name. He hadn't appeared in any public setting with her in years, and she no longer called him my husband in interviews or posts. Comments began circulating in fan forums and Reddit threads. Is she still married? Why doesn't she ever talk about David anymore? And has anyone else noticed he's completely MIA? While there has been no formal confirmation of a separation or divorce, insiders close to the couple say their relationship has been under strain. One source shared anonymously, they've grown apart over the years. Lacy is constantly working and traveling. David has always preferred a quiet life, and eventually that caused a rift. Amid this rumored personal turmoil, Lacy's career is stronger than ever. On April 4, 2025, Chebart announced on Instagram that Celebrations with Lacey Chebart, her Hallmark unscripted reality series, would return for a second season. In the caption she wrote, "I'm so excited to be a part 6 of a slate of such uplifting unscripted shows at Hallmark Channel at Hallmark Plus. We're currently in production of Season 2 of #Celebrations with Lacey Chebart, and it's been a true joy to honor such deserving people. I'm thankful for the opportunity and can't wait to share the new season with you." The announcement came just a day after The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Hallmark was doubling down on reality content. Alongside Chebart's series, the network is also bringing back Jonathan Bennett's Finding Mr. Christmas and developing a slate that includes a baking competition and even a murder mystery-themed reality show. Hallmark has described the move as reality TV with heart. And Lacy, with her authentic, heartfelt personality, is at the center of that strategy. Unlike the high-drama reality shows dominating networks like Bravo and Netflix, Celebrations with Lacey Chebart focuses on honoring everyday heroes, people who've made a difference in their communities or families. In each episode, Lacy surprises these individuals with meaningful celebrations. Whether it's a long overdue birthday bash, a wedding anniversary, or a graduation they never got to have, it's about giving people their flowers while they can still smell them, Chebart said in a recent interview. These are the kind of stories that lift people up, and I'm honored to tell them. Fans immediately embraced the concept. The comments under her Instagram announcement were filled with heartwarming reactions. The first season was such a breath of fresh air and proved that Hallmark can be Hallmark no matter the setting. So excited for Season 2. You're a positive force in Hallmark and deserve all the success. Thrilled for you as always. Love watching you shine." The juxtaposition of Chebart's rising public profile and her increasingly private personal life hasn't gone unnoticed. As her face becomes more familiar on screens across America, her husband, once briefly acknowledged, has disappeared completely. It begs the question, has Chebart's growing success in unscripted TV coincided with the quiet collapse of her marriage? According to close friends, the answer may be yes. Lacy has poured herself into her work this past year. One friend shared, "She's always been dedicated, but now it's like her projects are a source of comfort." While some celebrities rush to capitalize on public divorces, Chebart has remained silent. But that silence, fans say, speaks volumes. For years, Chebart has played romantic leads who find love in snowy towns, rekindle old flames, or discover themselves after heartbreak. But now, she may be living her own real-life transformation, not one crafted by Hallmark scriptwriters, but by experience. If her marriage has indeed ended, Chebart is following in the footsteps of women who've rebuilt themselves not through scandal, but through authenticity. And in many ways, Celebrations with Lacey Chebart feels like a reflection of that growth. It's not about romance. It's about gratitude, purpose, and honoring the quiet heroes of life. It's also about Lacy in a way, redefining herself not just as a romantic lead, but as a storyteller with depth and vision. The industry has taken note of Chebart's transition. Hallmark's pivot to reality TV is a bold one, and insiders say Lacy's show is leading the charge. One executive from the network shared, "Lacy has proven she can anchor more than just romantic comedies. She has the heart, presence, and credibility to carry an unscripted series, and viewers trust her." With Hallmark Plus gaining traction as a streaming platform, Chebart is poised to become a flagship figure not just for movies, but for a new genre of wholesome reality. Her ability to connect with everyday people and bring meaningful stories to light has been lauded by critics and fans alike. As Celebrations with Lacey Chebart heads into Season 2, fans are asking what's next. Will she take on even more production roles? Will she branch into directing or writing? Could we see a memoir, or even a candid interview about her life off-screen? Some speculate that her evolution as a reality host could lead to a broader media empire. Think Reese Witherspoon's Hello Sunshine, but built around kindness and community instead of true crime and drama. What's clear is this: Lacey Chebart is at a turning point. And it's not just about her show. It's about embracing the complexity of womanhood as a mother, creator, public figure, and possibly a newly single woman. The story of Lacey Chebart and David Nehdar began in secrecy, a love hidden from the spotlight. And while it now appears to have quietly ended, Lacey's journey is far from over. In fact, it may be just beginning, as she steps further into the public eye, not just as an actress, but as a host, producer, and possibly soon, a woman navigating single motherhood. Chebart is proving that grace, strength, and authenticity still matter in Hollywood. Through Celebrations with Lacey Chebart, she's doing more than hosting a feel-good show. She's creating space for joy, healing, and connection. And whether her heart is healing from private heartbreak or simply turning toward new passions, one thing is certain: